Hi guys, welcome to our first video going through some real fundamentals of coding in C# using the Visual Studios program. So when you open Visual Studios, it should look like this. Now, if you have done all the right stuff when you're installing it, you should be able to go create new project. And in that, you can select C# here, and then you should be able to pick this one here called console application. So if you select C# here, you should have this one called console application. Now, if you don't have that, that means you haven't done all of the correct workloads when you're installing it. And to fix that, it's really simple. You just going to come down to your search bar and search Visual Studios, and you're looking for this installer, just like so. And then you can click modify. And then you can select all the workloads you need. This net.development workload here is really the most important one. But these build developments and the ones for Visual Studios are also for Unity, are also really good, and it can really help you if you're going to go further with your coding. There's also some stuff for Python and all that kind of stuff. But if you just click the ones that you want and then so if I clicked at a new one, it would go modify, but obviously I don't need to do that. But you do that and then we'll install the new ones, and then you should hopefully get this console application. You just click on that and you click the button next. Now you want to pick a location where you want to save it and give it a name. So we're just going to give this a name which is lesson 1. Then you can kick the I recommend you place solutions in the same thing here. Like you click this, place solutions in project in the same directory. It'll just help you find them either. And I'm just going to make a little folder here called C# tutorials, and select that as my save location, and then I should be it. And then for now, we don't want to change this framework either, and we'll just click create. And it'll take a couple of seconds or maybe longer depending on your computer. And it'll create this base C#. Yours might look a little bit different to mine. Obviously there are some, aesthetic changes you can make, like dark mode, light mode, and all that. And obviously I've done some of those aesthetic changes. But in essence, you should have the name of your what you called your project written here in the namespace. And then you should have this class called program and this static void called main. Now, to begin with, we're not going to worry about any of this. So don't change any of this. So when you come in, yours might look slightly different. That's okay. It's allowed to look slightly different. For the start of this these tutorials, we're mainly going to be dealing with inside this static main here. Okay. Now you'll see that by default it starts with this console.writeline hello world. And if you just click up here, there's a little play button just up here, and you click play. What should happen is this will open a nice little console command window, and it says hello world, and it just has this information about where your debugs are being saved, and you can press a key and it'll close it, see? And so the first thing I want everyone to do is if you just go in here and you delete the words hello world, leaving out two apostrophes, you can write something of your own there, like hi, my name is Dequaz. And then if you press play now, you'll notice that the text changes to hi, my name is Dequaz. Really rather simple. Now, the reason it has these little quotation marks is because it's a string. So by putting something in quotation marks, C# knows that whatever's inside those quotation marks is automatically a string. Okay? And so the first step is obviously just let's have a go at replicating this console. So in C#, if you'll notice that it's quite helpful. It kind of helps complete things for you. And so what I would say is that this is a great way to see what things do. And you can see if you hover over it, it says this writes the current line terminated to the stand output stream. And and it also kind of shows you how it should look, because you can see the little tiny brackets. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for everyone. You can see the little tiny brackets there. It shows you, and then if you hover over in here, you can put your 2 quotation marks, because it knows, and then it even tells you that now this represents a string, and you can write anything else. I am an all-powerful AI. Do you have any questions for me? Now, you notice we have this little red line, and if you come over here and click on this little red, it'll tell you what the error is. And so I'm going to make this bigger for a second, just so we can kind of all have a little bit better of a look. You can see just here, it tells you that it's expecting these two, a semicolon. So in C#, every line has to end in a semicolon unless it is some form of control structure. So just a little kind of habit to get used to. So that's the first thing I want everyone to have a bit of fun, creating a bit of a conversation of some form. Spend 5 minutes just making sure you're confident with opening it, and then just start by just writing some silly things in your console.writeLines and just practicing writing the console.writeLine. One of the really important things when you're coding is that nomenclature, or the way things are written, is really important. And so, you need to make sure that you've got the capital letters in the same places that I do, and the lowercase letters, and everything's spelt right. Because if you spell something wrong, it'll immediately kind of make an error. So if you see, if I write console and I go dot and I write line like lowercase, you'll notice that's an error. That's not anything. That doesn't do anything. I can complete it exactly like the other one. Put a there and then put some quotation marks. But you can see that it's not going to run anything because it's not the proper way of doing WriteLine. So we have to change it to the correct, it's the same as the other way. And you'll see that as I press play, each of these console WriteLines on its own separate line. It goes, hi, my name is Dekwaz. I am an all-powerful AI. Do you have any questions for me? And then a question mark, and then some gibble, okay? You press any key and it will close that back down. Now, there's 2 really quick things I want to show you when you're doing console WriteLines. There's no reason this all needs to be in separate console WriteLines. Obviously, I could put it all in the one, so I could take all of this and go powerful AI, and then put a question mark on the end, and then delete this. But if I press play, you'll see it's all on one giant line. Now, there is a way that you can add spaces or like new lines, and that's with the /n function, like that. And you'll even notice that it becomes a slightly different color. The only thing I would say, and you see if we press play now, it's just loading. Give it a second. I don't know what happened there. Let's go play again. There you go. You'll notice it says, hi, my name is Dekwaz, and I'm an all-powerful AI. Do you have any questions for me? You'll notice that there's a slight space. There's a single space here, and that's because it looks really weird, but you don't want a space after the /n, because that starts a new line, and then it adds that space that you've got there. But these are the real basic fundamentals of how to do some console.writeLines.